This is what happened. Uh, my father worked at a group home, and he had us live upstairs, and it was a lot of kids that were like maladjusted, or they was abandoned kids, or kids that just got out of court. And my father was an ultimate community activist, and he moved his family upstairs on the third floor. Make a long story short, we were outside playing, and if you could imagine a weight bench pole, right? You know what a weight bench pole is. It was two teenagers on both sides of the pole. I was in the middle, and I was spinning on the pole, and I slipped off the pole from maybe this high in the air, and I fell backwards onto a brick or stone with a nail sticking out. So when the nail went in, I heard it, and I was like, whoa. And my natural instinct, I said, and the blood started rushing. They called my father down. They rushed me to the emergency room, and the doctor, actually put his finger in my head, like in there, trying to clean it out. He stitched it up, sent me home. There was no follow-up doctors. There was no MRIs. This was in 1979. So stuff like that would happen. You go to the emergency room, they do a quick fix, and then get you out of there. So they got me out of there. But 2 years later, I had an infection on the lining of my brain. And it moved slowly, and it went down my spine. And it was a 50-50 chance. They rushed me back to the hospital because I started getting scabs and pus popping out of my head. And we didn't know what it was. So they took me back to the hospital, and they had to do emergency surgery because my brain was swelling. So they created 5 craniotomies on my head to release the pressure from my brain. And then they left the bandage on my head for a month and a half, and I would just sit there, and it would actually, over the night times, it would itch. So I would actually kind of go in the bandage and start scratching. And then when I scratched it, it was like a deep holes in each one. So I'm like, what is this that they did to me? My mother, mind you, my mother and father never saw this. Like back then, I don't know why they didn't tell them, well, we gonna cut his head and we gonna drill it and we gonna do all this stuff. They never saw nothing, just me. So I went to the bathroom and I said, wait a minute, this stuff is itching and I feel like there's holes in my head. Let me see what they did to me. So I took the bandage off at 9 years old and saw that it was craters deep in my head. And I said, well, how is that gonna heal? When you're a kid, you see a cut on your arm, you're like, okay, that'll be about a couple days, a week, maybe. I'm like, when is this gonna close up? And I had a third surgery. Well, I didn't even remember, but they closed it up, sent me home. So when I went home, check it out. This is my story. First and foremost, giving all the glory to the Most High. Because growing up as a shorty was ill. For a brother, for real. See, back in 83, I was messed up in the game, about to have this major surgery. My brain was infected, so the pain was aggressive. Check it. Just for the record, it was almost too late to catch it. I had a 50-50. My moms and pops was with me. The devil tried to rip me. God, please don't let them stick me. And now I'm going under. I'm seeing these foreign faces. They cut me up and drank the pus in 5 different places. And when I came to, they couldn't believe I pulled through. Family looking at me like, is Tay gonna be the same dude? I kept on itching and flinching, jumping in bed. It kept on itching and scratching, digging in holes in my head. It ain't your time, young man. That's what this angel said. You got a purpose in life. Now let your message spread. Now I gotta go home and I wanna get back in class. And I'm trying to adjust, but life is just moving too fast. The pressure from teachers, I can't focus in on my math. My brothers and sisters, they sat back and teased me alive. It'll never be the same like it was in the past. That's why I keep it moving, because nothing will last. See, and that's just a sample of how I took music, chess, and boxing and used the creativity to create. My father taught me chess when I was 5, and I boxed all my life, and that was the way that I could get off the anger. The music was a spirit where I could actually tap into something else. And it kept me busy, it kept me off the streets. I wound up going to the studio all the time instead of getting locked up with everybody else. to make a long story short, I took the chess and music and boxing and used it as tools to navigate through life. I'm not gonna make this a long thing. But what I like what Nikki said back there with We Fight Foundation is that she acknowledges what's going on. She is supportive of what's going on. After I had a nail stuck in my head and 5 craniotomies where they drilled my head, they never talked about it again. Then when I got 30-something, I'm like, wait a minute, something wrong here. If y'all running around laughing at me about everything that I'm doing wrong, while I'm ending up in the same spot all the time, you laughing at me because I can't read all the way, I failed school, you laugh because I can't keep a job, you laugh because I can't pay bills. Why can't I pay bills? Why? It's something wrong with me. I asked every individual family member, what's wrong with me? It gotta be that happening to me. No, ain't nothing wrong with you. You a genius, you can play chess, you can box, you can do music, you an artist, you a lyricist, you know what I'm saying? Like, I worked hard for all those things, but it still didn't take away from, I'm a brain injury survivor. I have cognitive thinking disorders. I got depression. I want to commit suicide. I got anger issues. And they actually, how I look at it now is they fed me to the wolves. I just had a nail in my head. What y'all gonna do about that? Who gonna focus on this? So, anyway, one thing that I can say is that the more and more I tell my story, the less bitter I am about what they didn't do. Right. Because you still gotta move forward. You don't fight a negative with a negative. She just don't understand. She just don't know. That means that she's naive to my situation. And so I fell through the cracks. With every aspect, from financial, from, but I fought hard. We Fight Foundation. Amen. And I'm still fighting, because I'm a fighter. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. Look, I like Tupac what he said, I might not be the person to change the world, but I'm daggone sure gonna be one of the person that sparked the person that changed the world. Amen. So one love, bless up, and I appreciate your time. I'm out. Give me. Oh, you want me ready? Yeah.
We're now going to have a performance by Prophet.
You already know.